Hello there, everyone. This is Sorta's third installment. So, unfortunately, with my last video, I had a freeze right where I got done over here. I ran into more technical difficulties without any sound getting recorded, even though OBS said it was. But I did not realize until it was too late. So, as you can tell, my last video is a little misleading because I did try to create episode 2 and went through and finished everything. I planted canola in both these fields. I rolled the fields and I took the hoe through them as well. So now I guess I'll give you a rundown. As you can tell, this is the Elm Creek map that was originally on Farming Simulator 22. There was a shed here, or a building. I sold that for this multi-crew buying station there, just so I don't have to go all the way back and forth to the shop all the time or mess with any of that extra stuff right now. If you do look up in the right hand corner, I did start with $1 million and I sold everything with the exception of Massey that you saw in the first video, just to kind of get a little bigger equipment so that I could make upgrading a little, not necessarily upgrading, but purchasing more land a little easier in the future. So, speaking of land, we'll go to the map, and I think once I get my ballots up to closer to $1 million, I will probably start buying fields 7, 6, 52, and 9. I will eventually merge them all into one field, then possibly, oh, wrong analog stick there, but then possibly end up with field 20 and merge it with the other 4 for one large field. I have in the past combined fields 2, 3, 4, and 5, but as well, I think I added 12 with it. I know I have merged fields 16 and 17 before, and fields 43 and 10. And this little cluster here, I have merged as well. Eventually, I'll probably come up and merge at least 22, 23, and 24. I think I've merged all these before as well, but that's getting a little farther away from home. So, but that would be way in the future again anyway, so we'll worry about that later on. Uh, I do have precision farming enabled. I just haven't done anything with it quite yet. And since we're in here, let's see. I do still have some wheat from that initial harvest. Might fast forward to January. Oh, double check the market again. Here, next one. And we'll see where we haul that off to. Since you unfortunately missed out on the rest of the field work, where you can just have a little putz around video that way. And here we are, right back on the porch. Still a strange place to sleep, if you ask me, but teach their own. And let's see here. Let's just go ahead and gamble. We can try to get it up to the highest mark. And then our trailer will be way overkill for it. Yep, see. That's what I get for being greedy. I missed out on it. I guess Grocery Mart is still that price, that high mark, so let's tag that. So it might not be I know it hasn't been the normal 15 minutes. I kind of went ahead. just enough to catch it. But since that was, a little underwhelming, and all I've ever seen for contracts on here are deadwood and wood transport. Hopefully, the map maker does have some more contracts enabled. That'd be really nice. If not, they don't, I guess. But I do like doing some contracts just to kind of pass time. Oh, there is a plowing one. I probably wouldn't have done that one anyway, honestly, because of how far away it is. Let's see. Our canola won't be ready till July. So we'll just try the whole fast forward thing again. And I am keeping a very, very close eye on my OBS and making sure everything's still recording. Catch it sooner, because I think I kind of got complacent. It's like, oh, it's working. And then it didn't quite work out like I was hoping. Off to April we go. It'll be the harvest time here soon before we know it anyway. Everything keeps going decent. And that's 13 minutes, but still, if you guys are seeing this wave back and forth, that means it's still recording. And, yep, deadwood, wood transport. I think that's kind of a downside to sleep time. Sometimes that's enough to go. Hey, we could do that one. But I think we're dead set on trying to real quick, maybe if we're lucky. Let's see here. I don't know. I keep turning around like I do. Yeah, see. I should have planted the barley. That would have been ready next month at the earliest. That's one thing. Excuse me. That's one thing I have yet to figure out. Is I've always planted, like, say, soybeans in April. The very first month that you plant them. Then it's September or October for harvest, but then it's still always in October for some reason. That's one thing I do like about canola, though, is that it heads out and turns yellow. Nice and pretty. Fast forward again. Pretty much just listening to me ramble at this point. Yeah, let's see. One more. Then we'll start harvest. We'll try to get through harvest. So far, everything's working well. Thankfully. As long as my sound is there. Like I said, I do 4 different tests in hopes to be able to have you guys at least listen to me ramble about stuff. row's partway through. Let's see now. Do we? Oh, that's the one I wanted. Gotta scroll clear up there. But yeah, I think I just got too excited and didn't double check stuff. Now the question is. Oh, real quick. Then I can times. But we'll figure that out some other time. Alright. Time to sleep for a month. Wouldn't that be nice? Just to be able to go to sleep for a month. Bathroom breaks. And I guess you'd have to have a midnight snack or two here and there. Alright, let's go check that again. So far it's still saying November. So we'll sleep for another whole month. The only thing I don't like about this, I guess I could technically go in and change the speed. 60 times. That way it really goes fast. Wouldn't necessarily have these boring, sweet cutscenes that you get. And hopefully I haven't been too terribly boring. Alrighty. Hit it right at the peak-ish area. Fast food restaurant. So far, I think 32.45's the, yep, 3245's the highest. Tag place. Oh, that's clear across the map, it looks like. Yeah, that'll be the problem. I might flat. Eh, not quite as far as I thought. me because I'm used to pulling bumper hitch way more. I'm used to making turn him sharper to get it to do what you want, where with the gooseneck you don't have to turn as sharp. But anyway, we will call it a day, and I will think about everything we need to do and see if I decide to go ahead and buy a planter so we can do soybeans. I think I will go ahead and do a plow or subsoiler and get that part done. I might just go ahead and invest in a small fertilizer spreader for now so I can spread, at least spread line. If I do invest in a planter, I'll just go with soybeans for a season or two, and that way I don't have to really spend a whole lot of money on fertilizer and stuff. So I'll think about what I want to do. If anyone has any suggestions, feel free to comment. As always, like everyone else says, if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. And I will catch you guys later. Have a good one.